strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we its are being. The place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and the green was easy and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear.
Wondering why I find myself in the same old place 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I can't seem to wrap my brain around why I keep falling for the same stories 'Cause deep down I believe the lie. I believe the lie. Something's about to be so true. I said, so walk in these chains. Walk with these chains. Walk with these chains, I believe. So off with these chains. Off with these chains. Off with these chains, I believe. Time has come to finally sever ties with all these vows I thought would keep me safe. Somewhere down the road they turned against me, these high walls, and I lost all my trust. 'Cause deep down I believe the lie. I believe the lie. Something's about me was so true. Walk with these chains. Walk with these chains. Walk with these chains, I believe. So off with these chains. Off with these chains. Off with these chains. 'Cause I believe. I believe that I deserve something beautiful. I believe that I deserve something beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. 'Cause deep down I believe the lie. I believe the lie. The lie that was not so true. Walk with these chains. Walk with these chains. Walk with these chains. I believe. I believe. So off with these chains. Off with these chains. Off with these chains. I believe. I believe. Oh, I believe. I believe. Yes, I believe. 'Cause deep down I believe the lies. I believe the lies. I believe the lies. Oh, so walk. You gotta walk. Walk with these chains. I said off with these chains. Off with these chains. Off with these chains. I believe. 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 Woo.
I believe. I believe that something beautiful is about to emerge. I believe that the potential for goodness is about to spring forth. Thank you, Kat, for that reminder. My message today is a time to heal. And what I've been thinking about is this during this time of quarantine and stay at home, it has certainly, for myself, and I know for many folks, has brought up just so much. It's like we're going with the busyness of our day, and we're doing, and we're living our purpose, and we're living our lives, and then all of a sudden, and we have the opportunity to stop and slow down. And maybe some of us didn't really want that in the beginning, and it's just the way that worked out for our own safety. And I believe, especially for myself, that it has been an amazing time to pause, to reflect, to reevaluate, to reconsider what is important. And I also know at the same time that there was this peaceful contemplation going on within me. There was also a lot of turmoil. I had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to attend a seminar on social distancing, not social isolation. And it spoke very clearly about the impact that the social distancing and staying at home has really made on each of us. You see, what I love about spiritual community is that it's an opportunity to really connect on a soul level. And as human beings, we are hardwired for connection. And so when that opportunity to connect in the way that is comforting and familiar shifts, then we are all of a sudden a little bit shaken up. And so I got to learn a lot about myself during this time, like I said. And it's been an amazing opportunity to do some real cleaning house, if you will, not just in my own house. I'm not just talking about closets and garages. I'm talking about really diving in and doing some really necessary, almost soul work. And it's been an amazing time, like I said. And I think the greatest gift of that is healing in a sense that some of the old ways no longer work for me. I've learned new ways of communicating. I've learned that I have some deep-rooted beliefs that seem to still come up and get triggered, that I have the opportunity to work through. I have had the opportunity to work from home. I'm so blessed that I have been able to work from home. And even that was a new adjustment for me because I am very easily distracted. So that was a great opportunity to learn discipline in a whole new level. It's hard enough for me to sit and meditate for 20 minutes to sit still, but I didn't realize how easily distracted I was or could be with things to do. But that quickly shifted for me, and I dove right in because I think that connection for me is probably one of the most important things for me. So myself and the rest of this team unity have been really working so very hard behind the scenes, creating opportunities for each of us to come together and to connect virtually and in ways that if we can't be together, at least we can still connect with one another. And thank goodness for technology. I'm so grateful for technology. And as I thought about this talk, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about this whole idea of the healing that seems to have been going on inside of me. And then there was this week. And there are events happening in our country and in the world, and I believe that a lot of people are grieving. I believe that there is just so much up for healing. And I thought, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to do this? And I thought, one of my greatest purposes that I know when my personal purpose to be here and to be in ministry and to be of service is to hold a healing consciousness. So the word heal, I want to play with that a little bit, and I'm going to use it as an acronym, and HEAL. And look at those ideas because I love the idea of having tangible tools that I can just put in my pocket and carry with me. You know, the trick is to actually use it when stuff comes up for me. I want to be a loving presence in the world. I want to make a difference. I know that I can only do what is mine to do. And so for me, it's that consciousness of healing. And so I was thinking about this word heal, and I thought, well, what would H stand for? And for me, all things I do come from my heart. So H is for heart. You know, when I connect with my heart, I'm also tuning into this idea of the sacredness and divinity within me. I'm tapping into love that I may be feeling for everyone out there, myself, my relationship with the divine, my family, and beyond and beyond and beyond. There's a quote that says, "When the heart speaks, the mind finds it indecent to object." And I found a quote from Marianne Williamson, and this quote really caught me this morning, actually. And it says, "In every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. In every heart, there is the power to do that." So the first part of healing for me is to really tune into my heart space. And whatever practices may bring you to that level, I know sitting in stillness, breathing, it really connects me to my heart space. And when I move from that heart space, it's a little gentler and a little bit easier. And so the E in heal for me was emotions. And my background is in the science of mind, which is thought is creative, and as we think, so is our experience. It's very, very new thought. And I was thinking about the teachings of Thomas Troward and this idea of emotions. When there's an emotion going on, I know that behind that there is a thought. Behind that thought is a perception, and perceptions are based on belief systems. And as I talked about the opportunity within the last couple of months to really reflect on things, I've been looking at what systems within myself, what belief systems no longer serve me, what's, you know, on a greater scale, we're looking at what systems no longer work. As we're preparing to move forward and reemerge once again together, we're coming together in a new way. So what systems can we create and put into place that really support this idea of healing? You know, for each of us, the work of healing begins within. Just like the peace song that we sing at the end of our services most often, peace begins with each of us. So I know for me, it's my joy, actually, to look within myself and heal what needs to be healed so that I may bring myself and that light more fully, more present into the world. And then I'll know exactly what is mine to do. Then I'll know how to bring myself in a new way. Then I'll know how to love in a more expansive way. That's the opportunity before each of us, actually, in every moment. And so emotions, you know, if I'm triggered, if my emotions are up, which they have been, I have then the opportunity to really reflect upon my thoughts and my belief systems and move into that space without judgment, without criticism, and shift what needs to be shifted, because healing is all about consciousness as well. And the next part of that, so we have heart, we have emotions, behind that are our thoughts. Our heart, our emotions. The A is action. And for me, action is sacred engagement. It's engaged spirituality. It's taking action in a way that supports the golden rule. It's taking action in a way that recognizes the divinity in each of us. It's taking action in a way that stems from that heart space, from that sacred awareness, from that emotional state of compassion and love. And when I take action in that way, it's a lot more productive and beneficial than when I don't. If I'm just reacting, there's not a whole lot of empowerment and creativity for me in that experience. So when I come from a more centered place, the action that I take is more intentional. It's more spiritually guided and spiritually based. In Ecclesiastes, it says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which has been planted," and it goes on. And at the end it says, "A time to keep silence, a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace." And when I look out into the world today, I see so much of that churning up, and what I have to hang on to are the words in this teaching that really speak to me, which is, what seeds am I planting? Where am I loving? How am I loving? How am I supporting life? Am I resisting what's going on, or am I flowing with this whole idea that change is happening, we are in the midst of that, and how can I move into and move through that experience gently? There's so much opportunity, if you will, to really do that inner work and to bring ourselves differently. So the action that I want to take, even if it's as simple as the golden rule, do unto others as you would like to have done unto you, that is so simple. Yet in the midst of things going on, in the midst of when I have a personal challenge, it's not always easy for me to lean back into. But that's how I want to be. I want to show up as my best. I want to show up bringing all that I can to every moment. I want to have engaged spirituality in every action, and in my thoughts and in my words and in my actions. I want that to be a reflection of holiness. I want that to be a reflection of light. I want that to be gentle. I want that to be fluid and flexible. And I think that each of us is really doing our best with that. And I really support each of us to move into that heart space and really tune in and become aware of what's fueling that light within you right now, and then take intentional and conscious and loving, compassionate spiritual action. And I believe that in itself is part of the healing process. And then the L, of course, is love. And I believe that when all things come from love, Ernest Holmes, the founder of the Science of Mind, says love is the healing balm of the universe. And I totally believe that. I believe that love gives us hope. I believe that love inspires forgiveness. I believe that love helps us transcend any seeming limitation that we may be experiencing in every moment. And I know that life is bigger and more complex than that. But on a personal level, for me, I have the call every day to love more, to bring myself as love to the world. That is my personal call. I feel moved to do that because I know the power of love. I know the power and transcendent nature that love offers in every moment, in every situation. And love is the way we connect. That's what unifies us. So if you're feeling a little disconnected, I invite you to really settle into this idea of love. Think about who you love. Think about what you love. Think about what inspires that feeling of life is pretty good. I'm okay. And that feeling of love, especially when we think of other people, gives us the opportunity to connect, even on an energetic level, and I absolutely believe in that. And so one of my favorite quotes in the Bible is from Corinthians 14, and everyone knows this as love is patient and kind. And I was reading the book, The Message, and I love the interpretation of the teachings of the Bible in this book. because it's a little more for me in yo, what's happening terms rather than thee and thou. And it's easier for my brain to wrap around it. And what I came upon was the paragraphs right before that famous quote. It's 1 Corinthians 13, the way of love. If I speak with human eloquence and angelic ecstasy, but don't love, I am nothing but the creaking of a rusty gate. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all the mysteries and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I'm nothing. If I give everything I own to the poor, and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've gotten nowhere. So no matter what I say, and what I believe, and what I do, without love, I am bankrupt. And I love this idea of recognizing the importance of this idea of love. There's so many expressions of love. There's so many ways to give love and to receive love. Love is it. I kind of feel like a hippie right now. Love is it, man. And I know for me that with heart and with my emotions in check and with engaged spiritual action, all coming from a place of love, I know that there's a healing going on. And I know that the power in that has the power to change. And so I'm grateful for that opportunity. I'm grateful for that reflection, if you will. And so I took it a little bit further and I thought, okay, to heal is an action, it's a verb. And so how do we turn that into a state of being? And that's the word health. So how do we turn heal into health? By adding T, which is truth with a capital T. And that, for me, is an invitation to remember who I am. Remember my spiritual foundation. Remember that the goings-on of out there can be influenced, if you will, my experience of that can be influenced by my remembering the truth. And in the truth, for me, it's love and light and all that God is. It is balance, it is harmony, it is unity, it is power, it is beauty, and I look for that. I look for that every morning when I wake up. I look for that all throughout the day. I look at that within myself. Maybe that's the greatest challenge sometimes, is when I look in the mirror, can I see all those God principles within myself? And the bottom line is yes, I can. I can recognize it in you. I can recognize it in me. And sometimes I have to remind myself, if I can recognize it in you, I can certainly recognize it in me. And so there's a constant opportunity for me to be aware, to be awake, if you will. And so we add T, which is truth. And that's really up to every individual. I believe that every spiritual path is a personal and individual path. And so how you look at truth with a capital T is for you to discover and have fun with and expand upon. And the H in health is that reminder of holiness, to recognize that all of life is holy, to recognize that the divinity, from the changing of the seasons to the chirping of the birds. I'm watching birds just emerge from the nest, being, breaking out of their eggs, and every day I'm checking and they're getting bigger, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And I am just in awe by nature. And often when I look at nature, that is how I tune into that holiness of all life. And from that level of holiness, it's got to be everyone and everything. So can I connect with that? If I can connect and live my life from that point, then yes, I feel a connection. I feel a unity with all. I know what is mine to do. And I can move forward with a greater sense of love and peace and right action. And I'm so grateful for that. And so I wanted to share with you a quote from Brendan Bouchard. He's the author of the Motivation Manifesto. And I was thinking about to heal and then to be in that state of being as health and the opportunity that gives us. It gives that sense of wholeness to life. And what is wholeness to me but a sense of integrity? Integrity and wholeness, it's what holds a structure together. So as I'm moving into being a new way in the world, I want to do so in a way that has real integrity. And what that comes from is a sense, is understanding. What is standing under this foundation, this new system that I'm trying to create? And from that point of understanding, I get to be curious. I get to look within myself. I get to ask questions and understand that which I really don't know yet. I get to share my feelings. I get to be aware of my feelings, and mostly to focus on this idea of healing. To heal, I've got to be tuned into the heart. I've got to keep a check on my emotions and really be aware of what fuels that, and to take right action for myself, and then to always come from a place of love. And so you add spiritual truth with a capital T to that, and holiness and divinity in every way to that, then you've got health, and you've got the opportunity for a real foundation that is spiritual in essence, but it is stronger. Love, I believe, is stronger than anything that I know of in my personal experience. And in this curiosity and in this wanting to understand more, to really create from a level of this divinity, I'm awakening. I believe we're all awakening. I believe the world is awakening. And as hard as it has seemed, and I've been so moved this week, I keep leaning back into my own personal healing process and my own opportunity to stay heart-centered and to move out from there so that I may live in a constant state of health. And so I wish that for each of us. So Brendan Bouchard says, "Love completes our healing, for we can have all the faith and action in the world, but without love, there is no strength. It is love that gives faith its raw and divine powers. Love that causes us to be courageous, to take actions that we would never take for ourselves. When love springs unfiltered from our hearts, then the last impulse of defiance is vanquished. Love is always the final and most complete cure to our inner demons." And so I invite you this week to relax a little bit into a new way of healing within yourself, so that this healing can filter out into the world. And by unifying together, each of us brings that healing consciousness. We bring it to one another, within ourselves. And I believe it does change things. In the Upanishads, there's a story of a boy and his father. And the father says, "Place this salt in water and bring it here tomorrow morning." So the boy did. "Where's the salt?" asked his father. "I do not see it." "Sip here. How does that taste?" "Salty, father." "And here?" And here, I taste salt everywhere, the boy says. And the father says, it is everywhere, though we see it not. Just so, dear one, the self, with a capital S, is everywhere, within all things, although we see it not. There is nothing that does not come from it. It is the truth. It is the self-supreme. You are that. And so I remind each of us that we are that. We are that divine light. We are light and wholeness and peace and integrity. And I have to throw in there that all is well, even when it doesn't feel like it. There's a healing going on. So I invite you to take heart. Become aware. Take action. And love. And with truth and holiness packed along with that, then we have the potential to initiate great and good and beautiful change in the world. And in that, may we all be free. And may we all be well. Thank you. So with that, I want to take us in a little guided meditation. And so I invite you to close your eyes, if you so choose, and move into that heart space, that place where hope lives, that place that compassion stems from. And tune into how you're feeling. Take a breath. What's churning around in there? And just breathe into that. I believe that emotion is passion. And passion flows into compassion when it comes from love. And I invite you to offer all that seems to be churning for you. The opportunity not so much to criticize it or judge it, good or bad, right or wrong. But I invite you to just be with it, knowing that it just adds to the essence of your heart. And you may call to mind some things that you would love to see healing around within yourself through this COVID-19, through the current affairs of this country and the world. And I invite you to lift that into the realm of love, knowing that there's a healing going on. That continuing to lift our voices, to be present, and to come from that sense of unity, that there is real power in that. And who each of us is so important. And so we support one another in that. And we know exactly what is ours to do. And we take that experience and we let it expand and expand and expand into this great realm of love. Knowing that we are blessed, and as we love, everyone is blessed. And that's where the healing is. I firmly believe in miracles, and I call forth miracles right now. And for me, that's the recognition of love. Love always as a starting point. And so with gratitude, let us just reopen our eyes and come back to the present moment And I invite you to be with this idea of healing and health this week. I invite you to practice gratitude. I invite you to share your heart, because your heart is beautiful. And in that, may we all continue to be well. May we all continue to be healthy. May we all continue to be free. Amen. Blessed be.
Hi, I'm Ellen Winner. I'm reading again today from The Wisdom of Donkeys by Andy Mirafield about his adventures and travels with his rental donkey, Graboya. If I was walking this uphill trail alone without Graboya, I'd likely pace at twice the speed, perhaps even faster. But what would be the point of that? And to whom would I talk then? With a donkey, I'm compelled to go at their pace. To enter into their way of doing things, it's stop and go all the while. That's how it is with a donkey. I have to learn patience, to quell my impatience and frustration, my desire to hurtle along, to overtake, to beat my horn, to tear around the bend, to curse any dawdler who blocks my path. Things work differently with a donkey on a dirt trail. Patience becomes a daydream that gently rocks from side to side like a baby's cradle, or like a sailboat out on a windless sea. It's the gift of relishing the rhythm of precise steps, of treading slower, yet going farther, of treasuring the present moment, making it endure, stretching it out in all its glorious fullness. This week I hope you enjoy patience and the fullness of every moment of your path.
Make this frame rattle with the fire like Jeremiah. Tell me, can you make my soul rise up like Ezekiel's bones? 'Cause I'm not looking for anybody to stand next to me. We gotta change the world. I'm not looking for anybody to love me. We gotta change the world. So you better be quick on your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have a good head on those shoulders. So you better be quick on your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have a good head on the shoulder. Yeah. Can you ravage my searching mind with the likes of Socrates? Tell me, can you capture my doubting heart without making me a prisoner? 'Cause I'm not looking for just anybody to stand next to me. We gotta change the world. I'm not just looking for anybody to love. You gotta change the world. So you better be quick on your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have the head on those shoulders. So you better be quick on your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have a good head on your shoulders. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. your feet. See, I'm the one who believes I can change the world. I can change the world. So don't waste my time if you don't want to be the same. Want to be the same. So you better be quick on your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have a good head on your shoulders. So you better be quick on your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have a good head on your shoulders. You better be, oh, you better be, Lord, you better be now. You better be, well, you better be, you better be, you better be, you better be the one. I'm not one of those who believe I can change the world, but I can. Yes, I can. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your time if you don't believe. If you don't believe, I'm saying you better get quick with your feet. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have a good head on your shoulders. You better be quick with your tongue. You better be slow with your tongue. You better have your head upon your shoulder. On your shoulder.